Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Saints Breakfast Club. Today, I have with me number 16, Mike Red Ederer, as we call him, and number 9, but number 1 in your hearts, Brian Garvey, or as we call him, Brian Harvey, due to his early day antics.
Or Mr. Big Stuff.
Yeah. So today what I decided we would do is start off by loosening things up a bit and letting these guys open up to the fans and alumni. So first, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite color and why?
Honestly, they call me red, but red's my least favorite color. I'd say my favorite primary color is blue, but more specifically, like a really dark navy blue. Or just black if you want to round up.
Yeah, for me personally, it's got to be green. Big fan of nature, or as I like to call it, nature. I just think it's awesome, and the trees and all that is green. So yeah, I'll take that.
Nice. I respect it. So, Red, what was your first encounter like with Brian Garvey, and talk about how your relationship has grown since you guys first met at the summer retreat going into sophomore year, right?
Yeah. I first met Mr. Garvey. Thought he was kind of like a really quiet, shy, almost like a scared little puppy at first. But he was kind of like the same way coming in his first fall. He never lived away from home and so on. So I kind of took him under my wing. He's always considered me as like a big brother to him. So and ever since then we became pretty good friends. So pretty good.
So Garvey, what was your first impression of Red?
Well, actually, the first time Mike and I met was back in juniors when he played for the Junior Sabres, and I was on the Oakville Blades, and I thought to myself, who is this ankle bender? And anyways, end up at the same school, and Mike, for the first 2 months probably that I knew him, I heard him say 2 things, and it's, "What's up, buddy?" or "Hey." And that was all I heard from him. And then, through my friends and, you and your brother, I got to know Mike a little bit more. And ever since then, Mike and I have pretty much been best buddies.
Nice. Beside me, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, of course.
Two sides of the story.
So we had a legendary dorm room my sophomore year, Jenks 119, where Red Ederer and I lived. And it was kind of the underclassmen meeting place before we did anything, whether it was golfing or hanging out with the rest of the team, anything like that. So explain your guys' experience with that, and how do you think that helped us all bond together?
Yeah, I think Jenks 119 is legendary in itself. As an underclassman, especially a freshman coming in, I think that you and Mike did a great job. I mean, obviously having Pritch and Lades living beside you and Art across the hall was huge. So I think as an underclassmen group, we really bonded in that room. I think that we pretty much did everything there. Like, I think we spent more time in that room than any of our own rooms, me and all the other freshmen. I think that really helped us, feel a part of the team, especially as an underclassman. I think it's developed into some lifelong friendships, and I think back to all the memories that we made in that room, and it's pretty special.
What about you? Yeah, Garvey kind of hit home on that. Our 2 classes became very close just because we hung out there all the time. Like you guys said, it was basically an underclassman sanctuary. So whenever we wanted to hang out, we were there. After games, we were there automatically, and it was just a cool place to be.
Yeah. The only thing that sucked about it, though, was having to pick up the disaster that all the freshmen left. Anyways, so on a more serious note, Mike Red Ederer scored the game winner against Minnesota.
Not a big deal.
Yep, not at all. A couple weeks ago. Explain what that was like and the feeling after, and how that really culminated as, just a lot of hard work and starting to rebuild that culture back up here.
Yeah, obviously that game overall was just one of our best games of the year. And when you go into a place like Minnesota, you think of all the times when you're growing up, you dream of playing in places like that. if you're not playing for them, you're playing against them and you're beating them. That's kind of like a childhood dream. As far as the game goes, it was just our preparation all week was awesome, and the game was exciting. Just by the way all the boys were playing together, full 60 minutes. To top it off, the overtime goal was awesome. It was a great experience, especially to shut down the Gophers like that. It was just a great play by Carson and Janko there. Luckily, I beat the goalie up high there, and it was a fun night.
So Ryan, you too, not a big deal, scored against the team right down the road here at Appleton on alumni weekend, or hockey alumni weekend, I should say. What was that experience like, scoring in front of such a prestigious group of NHL and other executives?
Yeah, I think it was definitely pretty cool. Scoring against our arch rivals is, there's little things that can beat that. I think there's so much energy in the building, even had it not been the alumni weekend, but I think having that made it a little extra special with all those big names like Ray Shiro and the work Scott Lasky's put in and all that stuff. I think it was pretty special. When the puck hit my stick, I thought, hey, I just want to be like Mike Ederer and put that bad boy in the net. It's been tough, but learning from an elite goal scorer like that over the years is definitely, it helped me put that bad boy home, and it felt pretty special.
Nice.
Yeah.
So obviously we're not in the place we want to be right now record-wise, but we've seen a lot of improvement, and we all know the amount of work that's gone in day in and day out, starting in the preseason with the 6 a.m. workouts and skates. I think we've also done a good job of, for the most part, staying positive on a daily basis. And, what are your guys' thoughts on the first half of the season, and where do you look to improve things as we head into the second half?
Obviously, our record doesn't show. It's not exactly where we want to be right now. But at the same time, with good performances that we have, such as the Minnesota and the Clarkson game and Holy Cross, and so on, I think that just shows our potential as a team. It's obviously hard when we have a lot of new guys. At the same time, we're all learning. We're trying to get all up to pace, and it's important for us to keep playing 60-minute games like we did in those 2 big wins that we had. And also at the same time, even though our record doesn't show super positives, we are a very positive team in the rink every day. I think it's really fun for everyone to come here and practice every day and come to play. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is staying positive, and I think one of the things that has kept us going thus far has been, we're getting better every week, even though the games may not show it. We're improving on the little things that most people don't usually see, and I think with the leadership group we've done a good job at it's about the process. It's as legendary Coach Joe Marsh says, your record shows where you've been, not where you're going, and I think these little victories that we're having game in and game out, even though the scoreboard might not show it, I think that's what's keeping us positive, and I think we're relying on the fact that our hard work is going to be what's going to beat teams, and I think that's been something that's stayed consistent throughout the whole year, and I think eventually things are going to turn around for us, and our record will get better, and we're gonna keep pushing for that. There's no room for negativity in the room, and if we can just continue to stay positive and keep winning those little victories, eventually it's going to work out for us. So I think that's been huge for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And situations like this, I guess, going off of that, when you guys were freshmen and sophomores, what are the biggest things you guys learned from the upperclassmen, whether captains or juniors or seniors that weren't captains? What are the things that you guys learned from them and how to deal with adversity and tough situations, especially when how much work you've put in? Either one.
I think the biggest thing is dealing with little adversities every single day. Obviously, there's big adversities such as losing a couple games in a row, but I think the biggest thing is coming to the rink every single day, ready to work, being dialed in, even if you're tired from school, being up late, doing work, and so on. And I've learned from some of our best guys as an underclassman. To just come to the rink every day, have fun, and always dial in and be ready to go. I think it's just little stuff like that that makes a huge difference in whether you're winning or losing, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I think like Mike touched on it, but I think that for me as an underclassman, one of the biggest things I learned from our upperclassmen were, work ethic, coming to the rink every single day, putting in the extra hours in the weight room, on the ice, any little thing that you can do is going to make you a better player and a better person. And I think that was the biggest thing that I learned from all of our upperclassmen when I was younger, and I think that's something that we're trying to instill in our underclassmen as upperclassmen like Mike and I, but I think that's the biggest thing, and then your attitude at the end of the day. You come to the rink and have fun no matter what you're doing, whether it's skating or shooting or in the weight room. You always have that attitude that I'm getting better and I'm having fun doing it, and it's with a group of guys that you want to go to war with every single weekend. So I think that's been something that's been instilled with me from our upperclassmen, and hopefully we can keep that tradition going.
So on a last note, final note, I should say, what are your guys' plans over break? Homework or reading books or?
Yeah, I was gonna catch up on my writing a couple essays. Got a couple books I gotta catch up on too, so hopefully that.
Yeah, I think most of my break will, I gotta keep my tradition going of just stuffing my face all break. Probably coming back 10 pounds overweight. That's my tradition. But hey.
Hey, Garvey can handle it. I've seen him do it before.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing. So hopefully we can. I'll keep that going this break.
Great. Well, that concludes episode 4 of Saints Breakfast Club. Thank you guys for coming and helping me make this a little more entertaining. We will see you guys after the break. Thank you.